They picked me up on the evening of August 14th, 1947.
Outside, a nation was about to be born. Inside, a single signature was waiting to be written. The room smelled of ink, old wood, and something I had never smelled before. It smelled like history. I am just a pen, a Waterman fountain pen, made of brass and gold. I have no heart, no eyes, no voice.
But on that night, I was there when a nation was born.
This is my story. I was born in a factory in Sheffield, England. The year was somewhere in the early 1940s. My body was cold, polished brass. My nib was hand-shaped gold, crafted to write with the smoothness of water on glass. I was a Waterman fountain pen. In those days, a pen like me was not just a tool. I was a symbol of authority, of education, of power. My makers believed I would sign contract, letters, and government papers. None of them imagined I would one day witness the birth of a nation. I was wrapped in velvet, placed inside a mahogany box, and shipped across the ocean, past the cliffs of Portugal, through the Mediterranean, down the Suez Canal, all the way to the Indian subcontinent, the largest, most complex, most extraordinary place I had ever been.
I did not know then what I was being sent to witness.
Had I known, I might have paid closer attention to every mile of the journey. The year was 1947. Everywhere I went, people spoke of change. In railway stations, in crowded markets. The air itself seemed electric. For nearly 200 years, the British Empire had ruled over 300 million people on this land. They had built railways, drawn borders, written laws, with pens like me. But now, that chapter was ending. The Indian Independence Act had been passed in London on July 18, 1947. It was clear two new nations would be born, India and Pakistan, independent, sovereign, free. Millions of Muslims, Hindus, and Sikhs were on the move, crossing borders that did not exist yesterday. It was the largest mass migration in human history. Over 14 million people. Hundreds of thousands would not survive the journey. Amid all of this, documents needed to be signed.
Oaths needed to be taken, and for that, a pen was needed. Historically accurate moment.
It was the evening of August 14th, 1947. Karachi, Lord Mountbatten, the last viceroy of British India, had arrived in the city. He had a schedule to keep. After this, he would fly to Delhi to oversee India's own independence at midnight. But first, Pakistan. In the assembly hall, a ceremony was being prepared. Muhammad Ali Jinnah, the man who had dedicated his entire life to this moment, stood before the Chief Justice. The oath document was placed on the table. Around me, voices grew quieter. Papers stopped rustling. Even the room seemed to hold its breath, and I was picked up.
His hand was steady. Remarkable, given what this moment meant.
The Chief Justice began. I, Muhammad Ali Jinnah, do solemnly affirm. Jinnah repeated the words, and then he signed.
My nib touched the paper. Ink flowed. For a brief moment, everything seemed still. Then the ink began to move. A single signature, a single line, yet millions of lives would be shaped by what followed. Pakistan had its first Governor General. A dream had become reality.
Outside in the streets of Karachi, people were already celebrating. They did not know exactly what had just been signed. They just knew they were free.
Interesting historical detail to share with viewers.
Here is something fascinating I witnessed that most people do not know. Pakistan celebrates independence on August 14th, but the Indian Independence Act itself says August 15th. Even Jinnah himself, in his very first radio broadcast to the nation, called August 15th the birthday of Pakistan. The early postage stamps of Pakistan also said August 15th, 1947. So why does Pakistan celebrate on the 14th? Because that was the evening Mountbatten came to Karachi. Before flying to Delhi for India's midnight ceremony, that was the evening the oath was taken. That was the evening I was used.
History, I have learned, is rarely as clean as the textbooks make it.
After that evening, I was placed back in my box. The celebrations went on for days. Flags were raised, prayers were offered, children were born and named after this moment. Nobody celebrated the pen, Jinnah himself. The man I had served on the most important night of his life died just over a year later. September 11th, 1948. He was 71 years old, exhausted, ill. He had given everything to build this nation. I was passed from hand to hand over the years, signing lesser documents, letters, official forms. Eventually, I was placed in a drawer. Dust gathered. Years passed. New pens arrived. New leaders signed new documents. And slowly, I became a memory.
The world that I helped bring into existence had moved on without me.
People always ask, who created Pakistan? They speak of Jinnah, of Iqbal, of lawyers, poets, and ordinary people who marched and sacrificed and dreamed. They are right, but nobody asks about the pen. Nobody asks what it felt like to be the last thing between a dream and it's becoming real. I will tell you what I have learned from a lifetime of writing other people's words.
History is not made by those who speak the loudest. Sometimes it is made by those who simply happen to be present when destiny arrives. Even a pen.
My name was never written in the history books.
But my ink is in all of them.
If objects could speak, every museum in the world would sound like a library of forgotten memories. Tonight, you heard mine.
Subscribe, because next time, another forgotten object finally gets its voice.